In today's fight news, we start off with superstar boxer Ryan Garcia being reported to have failed his drug test for banned substances with his matchup with Devin Haney, both the day before the matchup and after his big win. Per VADA, Volunteer Anti-Doping Association, he has 10 days to request his B sample to be tested. Garcia has been quick to respond to these claims on social media, stating that none of it is true and that he will clear his name. Garcia seems rather unfazed by these accusations, as he's been on his social media throughout the day, shining humor on the situation. In one of his Instagram posts, Garcia even said that, "I don't even know what ostarine is. This is the substance that he's being accused of taking." He said, "I was on tequila. If tequila's got steroids, I'm guilty. They're out to get me." Ryan Garcia's recent opponent, Devin Haney, responded to these allegations on social media, stating, "We learned about this situation not too long ago, and it's unfortunate Ryan cheated and disrespected both the fans and the sport of boxing by fighting dirty and breaking positive not once, but twice. I've always been an advocate for clean fighting, and this is an example of such. Ryan owes the fans an apology, and by his recent tweet, he still thinks this is a joke. We put our lives on the line to entertain people for a living. You don't play boxing. This puts the fight in a completely different light. Despite the disadvantage, I still fought on my shield and got back up. People die in this sport. This isn't a joking matter." Another one of Ryan Garcia's former dance partners, superstar Gervonta Davis, actually came to the boxer's defense, ripping into promoter Eddie Hearn and saying that they're doing anything they can to try to take the win away from Garcia. In other fight news, ahead of this weekend's Canelo vs. Munguia matchup, Canelo Alvarez and his former promoter Oscar De La Hoya got into it pretty bad at the press conference, as De La Hoya told Canelo to, quote-unquote, "put some respect on my name." This eventually led to Canelo getting up and the two having to be separated. Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia will face off this Cinco de Mayo weekend for Canelo's 168 championship belts. In other fight news, ahead of this weekend's UFC 301 event, former featherweight king Jose Aldo says that he was hoping to fight Dominic Cruz, but instead asked for a top 5 contender when that matchup fell apart. At the UFC 301 Media Day, Jose Aldo and his opponent Jonathan Martinez had to be separated after their face-off started to get a little heated. At the UFC Media Day, flyweight champion Alejandro Pantoja says that he wants to prove to Jose Aldo that he's ready to take the reins and become the new King of Rio. Pantoja's upcoming opponent, Steve Eryk, showed up to the media day wearing a jersey of Botafogo, which is the rival football team of Pantoja's team, Flamengo. While speaking to reporters at the media day, Eryk said that he is ready for the quote-unquote authentic Brazilian experience, in reference to how Brazilian fans are known for throwing beer bottles at the non-Brazilian fighters. Recently, while speaking to Webpositor, featherweight champion IlimaLei Topuria says that he has big plans for 2025 and says he will be the highest paid athlete in the world. Speaking of Topuria, former featherweight king Alexander Volkanovski says he doesn't understand why the new champion has been turning down so many matchups since winning the crown off of him, including himself, Max Holloway, and Brian Ortega, instead calling for a matchup with Conor McGregor. The former champ Volkanovski also says that he favors Max Holloway in a matchup against Topuria, stating the following: "I think Max wins that fight. Topuria is very dangerous, a great fighter, but I don't think he is as good as he thinks he is. And of course he caught me, right? So I can't really say much." The champion was quick to respond to these comments on his Instagram account, showing a video of himself knocking out Volkanovski with the following quote, "This guy says you can beat me, Max," laughing emoji. Hashtag bring your pillow. The champion Topuria and the former champion Max Holloway went back and forth on social media today. It looks like that matchup is heating up and we should see it soon, hopefully. Former lightweight champion Charles DuBronx Oliveira says that he's looking to make his return to the octagon in July or August. Lastly, we finish off with some fight announcements. Kurt Holloway will be taking on Canelo Oscar at UFC Vegas 94 on July 20th. Lucas Almeida takes on Timmy at UFC Vegas 93 on June 15th. And we end with former middleweight champion Shan Strickland posting footage of his security camera where he pulled out a gun after kids in the neighborhood ding-dong ditched him. Thanks for watching. If you appreciate the content, like and subscribe.